Um, here we're gonna look at a couple. We're gonna look at a couple takes from Turning Point USA, aka Toilet Paper USA. The vibes were a little fucked, but we're gonna recover the vibes. Okay, I'm turning 31 tomorrow, and also I'm gonna run the 1 minute ad break now. Okay, to just at the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. Bagels and Loaded Locks, thank you for the 5 get the subs. Okay. Allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Dingus Ex Machina, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Okay. Let's watch Toilet Paper USA.
Babies is a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
We all know why CNN and the left want to focus on these distractions. It's because they have no winning issues to talk about. The left don't want an apology. They want public humiliation. They want to cancel me, but that's not going to happen. I will not be canceled.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, dude. They straight up do have like better intros than the Democratic Party. Like, this is corny and everybody gets fucking mad and they say like, you know, this is I don't know. The walkout music is like not that bad, actually. They know what the fuck they're doing. Like, this is like entertainment and nothing else, right? And that's it. It just sounds like a comedy special intro. Okay. Matt Gaetz was there, by the way, saying some fucking weird shit, unsurprisingly. And Lauren Boebert said some weird shit too.
Yes! This logical men can...
About Ted Cruz lately in the news. And contrary to popular belief, I have never been an escort for Senator Ted Cruz. But I will tell you tonight, it is the coolest thing I've ever heard about Ted Cruz.
What? Why would you admit that? That it's like even a popular belief. Also, why did she phrase it in a way where it sounds like she is an escort, just not for Ted Cruz? And she also said Ted Cruz hiring escorts is pretty cool, which is pro-sex work, and I'm here for that. But I don't know if the crowd would be.
Ted Cruz. But I will tell you tonight, it is the coolest thing I've ever heard about Ted Cruz. But
it's really kind of genius when you're a crowd, a bunch of hogs. To admit being an escort before admitting I'd admit being an escort before admitting I fucked Ted Cruz. Yeah, what do you mean? There are plenty better things to fucking admit than fucking Ted Cruz. Are you crazy? Also, no one laughed at that. Somebody wrote that joke. I think she wrote that joke. Just kidding. She doesn't know how to write. But if she did, she would have written that joke.
About Ted Cruz lately.
So I don't get it. Like, is she an escort? What the fuck? Why is she saying it's popular? I have so many questions. Okay, Aaron Rupar probably fucking documented everything from the Toilet Paper USA, including the Matt Gaetz proportion. So we saw some parts of it, but let's watch.
All retirees, except maybe one. Though he has announced his upcoming retirement, though he's real rich, though he grifted off of our taxpayers and off of our government and off of lies for years.
Why is he calling out Donald Trump?
We will not take Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Oh.
And that's saying something, because O.J. Simpson lives in Florida. I think OJ killed fewer people. I think that Dr. Fauci should get to go and retire where he can be around all of his work. And that's why I'm willing to personally sponsor a one-way ticket right to Wuhan, China. We welcome.
Fucking got him, dude.
Pro-murder. Have you watched these pro-abortion, pro-murder rallies? The people are just disgusting. Like, why is it that the women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions? Nobody wants to impregnate you if you look like a thumb. These people are odious on the inside and out. They're like,
I love when, dude, this is a funny argument because, like, both sides have their uggos. You know what I mean? Like, Matt Gaetz is not reading the room. But then again, it's like conservatives love fat shaming while they're simultaneously. Conservatives love fat shaming while simultaneously being fat. So it's basically that. You know what I mean? It's the same shit.
Like 5'2", 350 pounds, and they're like, give me my abortions or I'll get up and march. And
also, they're all unattractive to Matt Gaetz because they're not Nestor and they're not underage. So it doesn't even matter to him anyway. Matt Gaetz and Sverige have a lot of things in common. So.
In protest. And I'm thinking, march? You look like you got ankles weaker than the legal reasoning behind Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, I said this yesterday as well, but yeah. His argument is you'll never give birth, so who cares, as a cis man. So that's also additionally weird. I mean, I agree, but also that argument literally puts you in a weird predicament as well.
A few of them need to get up and march. They need to get up and march for like an hour a day, swing those arms, get the blood pumping, maybe mix in a salad. Have you watched?
Okay, dude, he's got some good ass fucking takes, bro.
I would far rather to go to war over the monarch butterfly than deciphering what guy in a tracksuit gets to run Crimea oceans away. The case for America's interest is far more clear with the butterfly. I would far rather speak to you directly, Hunter. I asked the FBI where.
Wait, did you ask them while they were investigating you? Bro, how are you going to make FBI jokes, brother? You literally have an ongoing investigation.
Your laptop was, and it seems they've misplaced it. How weird. But it just turns out that I have a copy right here. I entered it in the congressional record. We have your texts. We have your emails. We have the payments from Burisma. We have your travel records. We even know the Chinese communists who own you. You and the big guy have never lived one day under real Republican oversight. So these...
Wait, that's so funny. Like, dude, Matt Gaetz demanding the FBI arrest Hunter Biden is so funny, dude. Like, that's awesome. He's still investigated, right? I thought he was being investigated still. What has happened to the Matt Gaetz investigation? Yeah, no, it's still going on. No, it's still going on. Dude, this is the greatest projection I've ever seen. The Dr. Friend won't be sentenced until December. We won't see much till then. Matt Gaetz demanded the FBI arrest Hunter Biden. Is hilarious since he's currently under investigation by the FBI for sex trafficking minors. I mean, it's not even a joke. Like, that's what's going on. For allegedly sex trafficking a minor. Didn't his friend get indicted for underage sex trafficking? And wasn't he named as an unindicted co-conspirator? I think his name is Joel Greenberg or something. Yes. Oh, this was another issue. But Riot and Kid Rock fans trash North Dakota State Fairgrounds. Wild photos show. Yeah, and he's going to be sentenced in August. Sentencing for Gaetz' wingman delayed until August. The former tax collector pleaded guilty to 6 felony charges. And it originally started off with like, oh, there's a Mike Lindell clip. Let's go. It originally was just like basic shit, basic corruption charges. And then it like ballooned into fucking... He was the elected tax collector of Seminole County, Florida, Greenberg. And the feds thought that he had only committed 2 crimes, including stalking against a political opponent who was also a teacher. And that would have been, that's like basic Florida politics, right? But then the Justice Department unveiled a torrent of other potential crimes, not only involving Greenberg himself, but also implicating more prominent Florida Republicans, including employees of his office, a former Florida state representative turned lobbyist, aides to and fundraisers for Ron DeSantis, and young MAGA-loving Congressman Matt motherfucking Gaetz, who later became a leading congressional proponent of, whatever, the fucking MSNBC writing it in the most lib way possible. The big lie. The most serious of Greenberg's alleged crimes was alleged sex trafficking of an under 18-year-old girl. He was also accused of using surrendered driver's licenses, which he obtained through his office, to create fake IDs, which he used to facilitate his efforts to participate in commercial sex acts. By spring 2021, public reporting revealed Justice Department was also investigating whether Gaetz had a sexual relationship with the same underage girl and whether Gaetz and Greenberg had overlapping and illegal sexual contacts with women recruited online for sex and who received cash payments and/or were paid to travel with Gaetz and others, including on a 2018 Bahamas trip. Gaetz' iPhone was seized by the authorities. And the DOJ's investigation grew to encompass whether Gaetz took gifts, including travel and paid escorts, in exchange for becoming a medical marijuana champion. Part of the reason why we know about this is because Matt Gaetz was so fucking stupid that he literally wrote, in Venmo, exactly what he was paying for. The FBI's doing cancel culture on him. This is so fucked up. Yeah. If you recall, last year when this information came out, Matt Gaetz did an impromptu appearance on the Tucker Carlson show and almost implicated Tucker Carlson as well, to which Tucker Carlson was greatly frazzled and replied in the worst way possible.
So a couple of obvious questions that...
And I believe we are in an era of our politics now, Tucker, where people are smeared to try to take them out of the conversation. I'm not the only person on screen right now who's been falsely accused of a terrible sex act. You were accused of something that you did not do, and so you know what this feels like. You know the pain it can bring to your family, and you know how it just puts people on defense when you're accused of something so salacious and awful. but it did not happen. It is not true. And the fact that it is the basis of this attempt to extort my family tells a lot. And if the FBI and Department of Justice will release the tapes that they are in possession of, the American people will see what is really going on.
You just referred to a mentally ill viewer who accused me of a sex crime 20 years ago. And of course, it was not true. I'd never met the person. But I do agree with you that being accused falsely is one of the worst things that can happen.
He's like, bro, why'd you bring that shit up? The fuck is wrong with you?
You do see it a lot. Let's go back to the investigation.
I said, we? You speaking French right now. Fuck you mean we, motherfucker? It doesn't end there. Then he continues. He continues to say, well, you know, we went to dinner with this wonderful individual together. He's like, no.
You say that it was or is underway. There was an investigation. What is the basis of that investigation? What is the allegation? That's really not very clear from these news stories.
Yeah, again, I only know what I've read in the New York Times. I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine. You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened by the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play
I love this, dude. This was so awesome.
Scheme, that she could face trouble.
Like, it's not even just Tucker, but his wife, too. He's just, like, literally adding them into the investigation.
And so I do believe that there are people at the Department of Justice who are trying to smear me, providing for flights and hotel rooms for people that you're dating who are of legal age is not a crime. And I'm just troubled that the lack of any sort of legitimate investigation into me would then convert into this extortion attempt.
I don't remember the woman you're speaking of or the context at all, honestly. But
Dude, it's so good. He's like, if I go down, you're coming with me, motherfucker. Okay? Everybody's coming with me. I'm bringing this ship down, baby.
I would like to know who. So they're saying there is a 17-year-old girl who you had a relationship with. Is that true? And who are they? Who is this girl? What are they talking about, the New York Times?
The person doesn't exist. I have not had a relationship with a 17-year-old. That is totally false.
He's like, I did it with a 16-year-old.
As I read it in the New York Times, is that I've traveled with some 17-year-old in some relationship. That is false, and records will bear that out to be false.
How long has this investigation been going on? Do you know?
I don't know.
When were you first informed of it?
Bro, Tucker is frazzled, okay? All right, so that's great. Let's see what fucking
in politics,
Mike Lindell had to say.
In
Michael Pillow.
Politics and over, the last 10, 20, 30 years, no one cared. No one paid attention. No one was looking at what they were doing.
I certainly didn't. I was on crack.
Right.
So how can conservatives love Michael Lindell, who is also a former crack addict, but hate Hunter Biden, who is also a former crack addict? Is it because Hunter Biden didn't create, like, the worst pillows known to man? A thing that I need to... Wait, why did he fucking reveal that? What do you mean? He's, like, very famously... He wrote a book about it. You guys... Come on. You didn't know Mike Lindell was literally a fucking a crack addict? Because Hunter is a lame fail son and Mike is a real dude. Yeah, Mike is a real ass dude. Guys, stop shaming addicts. Dude, I'm literally pro Hunter Biden. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, the only reason why I make fun of Mike Pillow is... What have I said about Michael Pillow? Famously. I said he's the only person who got worse after quitting crack, okay? Like, Mike Pillow, literally on the planet, is the first and last person who will ever be worse off crack than he was on crack. Keep telling people Marion Barry was just ahead of his time. They're jealous of Hunter's fat hog and Mike isn't threatening to their masculine.
Right. Well, but
That's a good excuse. I can't really use that excuse myself, but you know.
You know, in
I love that. He really fell off. Yeah, he fell off crack. And then quite literally fell off. So we did the lock him up stuff. Is there anything else we're missing from Toilet Paper USA? Introducing Mike Kilo. That's so stupid. My dad is extremely conservative and bought from Mike Pillow and was shocked by how uncomfortable the pillows were. He said it was like he did it on purpose. Dude, I bought Michael Pillow. They used to sell them at CVS. I know perfectly functional crackheads way cooler than Mike Lindell, but not as cool as Hunter Biden. Well, not many are. Bought that pillow before he was a thing and was so mad to find a stupid psalm fall out of the box. I don't know if you heard, but his pillows have a very weird chemical in them that can give people insane rashes and allergic reactions. I was not able to open my eyes for 2 days. Yeah. The insane chemical is called crack cocaine. Marjorie Taylor Greene, by the way, openly came out and basically said it once again.
That's not who the Republican Party should represent. We need to be the party of nationalism, and I'm a Christian, and I say it proudly. We should be Christian nationalists. And when Republicans learn to...
Like, it's like one of those... it's one of those... I mean, she's just saying it. Like, what the fuck? She really out here just saying it.
to represent most of the people that vote for them, then we will be the party that continues to grow without having to chase down certain identities or chase down, certain segments of people. We just need to represent Americans, and most Americans, no matter how they vote, really care about the same things. And I want to see Republicans actually do their job. That's not who the Republican Party should represent. We need to be the party of nationalism, and I'm a Christian, and I say it proudly. We should be Christian nationalists. And when Republicans learn to represent most of...
Dude, that's great. Judeo-Christian, by the way. Yeah, no, she dropped... Bro, I don't think... Did Margarine Titan Green ever even say Judeo-Christian? I feel like she never did, because she was always like... She was always just like hog the fuck up, right? I mean, she literally said Jewish space lasers was the reason for the fucking California wildfires, you know? Remember when the Republican Party staged an intervention for her and they were like, you're too anti-Semitic you're too anti-Semitic openly. So you need to go to a Holocaust museum and then write a book report about why the Holocaust was bad. That was so awesome. She didn't learn about the Holocaust until like a year ago. Yeah. But part of the reason why she's like this is because, as a Turkish chatter actually correctly pointed out, they smelled the blood in the water, you know. Roe v. Wade, shit's popping off. They don't have to have any sort of safeguards anymore. They don't have to restrict their fucking narrative. They don't have to restrict their rhetoric at all. This is slowly but surely how you boil the fucking frog, you know. The Republican war on teachers continues to escalate. You would not trust these people to babysit your children for 20 minutes.
You would not trust these people to babysit your children for 20 minutes. And why should we then let them educate millions of American students 6 hours a day, year?
But you want to arm them. Like, that makes no sense. You do not trust these people to babysit your children for 20 minutes, but you want to give them a gun.
Year after year after year. Whatever it takes, the conservative movement must liberate America's children from the captivity of these Marxist teachers. You would not trust these people to be.
Laura Ingraham popped off. She had some, dude, the best, the highlights of TPUSA, you know, the summits are so good.
I'm here.
She decided to do a Kamala Harris impersonation.
I'm here in Tampa, speaking to a conference of young conservatives in Tampa gathered at a meeting that some would call a conference.
Like, not bad. She's getting the energy right.
In Tampa.
I hate to admit it, but like, kind of not bad. It's actually not bad.
A state in the I'm here.
It's accurate, but so not funny. I mean, that line about Marxist teachers is always funny because I'm going to school to be a teacher, Lamau. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's not false. There's hella teachers in this community. How can you say this isn't bad? Because that's exactly how Kamala Harris speaks too. Like, she got a fucking stroke. Tucker Carlson, what news broadcast is this? Why do they look so wet?
To want to hunt down and
telling a first grader that you may have been born a boy, but maybe you're really a girl, that is wrong. That is inappropriate. And we need to focus on teaching these kids to read and write and add and subtract.
Dude, he is doing Trump mannerisms.
Of the tassel just beginning to show. And we probably didn't even have the ear started at that point. Now we're at the point of pollination. And so you have little seeds fall from the tassel onto what we call the silk. This is a strand, each strand leading to what's going to make a single kernel on this entire ear. A week ago,
Chuck Grassley, dude. I love him. Laura Trump says that after contracting COVID, Joe Biden should thank Trump for developing the vaccines. That's true. Zero lies. OAN correspondent showing off her new Second Amendment shirt. Let freedom bang. Love that. Not everyone here looks entirely thrilled about being in this photo with Dr. Oz today. Woman at a Trump rally this weekend is asked why she supports him. He loves the American people. He loves America. He's taking care of everything that's been destroyed. He's the only person who could probably fix this. We love him. We saw the Michael Pillow crack thing.
There's a lot of places we can go to get the truth as far as what's happening to our country. And I want to just thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you guys, how you stick your necks out, especially Steve Bannon. You know, all the way he's held himself through this whole January 6th crap is just very awe-inspiring to me. It's very inspiring. So I just want to...
Bro, she's talking about Steve Bannon, dude. God damn. Did you see the popular clip from the Trump Arizona rally where they booed his pick? Bro, she's crying about Steve Bannon. That's crazy. Steve Bannon does not have a single relative that probably feels that passionately about him.
I want to dedicate this.
Here's some fucking good news. Okay, here's some cool stuff, and then we'll get to the Nazis outside. Actually, we'll do the Nazis outside, and then we'll do Patty to Batty. You heard the Nazi they didn't let into the fucking Nazi conference because they were too openly Nazi. So they had to do the Nazi stuff outside the Nazi conference.
You think you're masquerading?
DeSantis supporters, Virgin Convention on the move. I mean, it's pretty funny, like that they're just, you know, this is what their power is now.
Fuck out of here. Nobody wants you. Fucking get out of here.
We got free speech too. You don't like the Holocaust. You don't like free speech? You should be ashamed for not liking free speech.
You should be ashamed for not liking free speech. Like literally, all they needed to do was not have the swastika and stuff, and then they would have let them in. You know what I mean?
Donald Trump, Jewish cock. Would you have a problem with that? What?
Anyway, oh, here, just an incredible exchange. Reporter, the White House has pledged to go beyond CDC guidance in caring for President Biden. If the White House thinks that that's the right approach for the president, shouldn't that be the right approach for Americans? Let's see what the CDC director had to say to that.
White House for a second. The White House has pledged to go beyond CDC guidance in caring for President Biden. For example, to make sure that he stays in isolation until he tests negative. If the White House thinks that's the right approach for the president, shouldn't that be the right approach for all Americans?
That's an interesting take from the Washington Post. I wonder why. Remember a time when the CDC decided to change that? That was really interesting. I wonder why the CDC decided to change that rule. Remember? And then like fucking Too Mad lost his mind and was saying that I was like a conspiracy theorist because I said that like the CDC was doing this openly because they were worried about people not being able to, like too many people losing out on work.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that the president's protocols likely go above and beyond and have the resources to go above and beyond what every American is able and has the capacity to do. As we put forward our CDC guidance, we have to do so that they are relevant, feasible, followable by Americans. And that is Americans that live in urban jurisdictions and rural jurisdictions, that have resources and less resources, that have work constraints and many other things. So when we put forward our guidance,
What's up? The president doesn't have work constraints?
we do so so that they reflect such that every American is able to follow them. We have said in our isolation guidance, that is guidance after you have been infected, that you really should stay home for those first 5 days. You shouldn't consider going out after those 5 days unless your symptoms have really fully resolved. And if they have, you should wear a mask if you decide to go out for those second 5 days. We also put in the option to go ahead and get a test. Not everybody has access to them, but to go ahead and get a test. And if your test remains positive, you would consider staying home until that test is negative, which is exactly what the president is doing.
Is he signing blank papers? No, tied. That's what presidents do when they have COVID. Yeah, I mean that is what Trump did, and that's what Brandon is doing too. Interesting stuff from the CDC. All right, let's look at some good news. Patty to Batty.
This fight to little baby Lee, little warrior. Like, more of a fighter than any of us will ever be. But also,
Liverpool lads.
I woke up on
Liverpool lads, stay on top.
Friday morning at 4 a.m. to a message that one of my friends back home had killed himself. This was 5 hours before me weigh-in. So Ricky lad, that's for you. But There's a stigma in this world that men can't talk. Listen, if you're a man and you've got weight on your shoulders and you think the only way you can solve it is by killing yourself, please speak to someone. Speak to anyone. People would rather, I know I'd rather me mate cry on my shoulder than go to his funeral next week. So please, let's get rid of this stigma and men start talking.
Patty to Batty has, you know, some problematic takes. Yes, I know Chad is gonna fucking run and jump on that. Hollow words from a racist bully. See, there you go. I mean, the dude's fucking friend killed himself, bro, and he's like saying a good thing. Can we just do that? Can we just like recognize, you know, the UFC is like a platform where a lot of toxic masculinity and like, I mean, that's a perfect platform for someone to hear those words from a dude that they respect. All right. Hate to be this guy, but Patty is kind of sus. Dude, no, you don't hate to be that guy. We know. We know already. We know. Okay, we know. He is. He's fucking said some really xenophobic shit, okay? Yeah. He is a fucking Liverpool labor guy who, you know, has some fucking xenophobic takes. Yes. So don't act like you hate to be that guy when you love to be that guy, by the way. There is no... He agrees with all Tory policies? No, he fucking doesn't. No, he doesn't. You're wrong. You're absolutely fucking wrong. I mean, there's literally a video of... Dude, what are you talking about? There's literally... This video is the first time I ever even fucking heard about Patty to Batty. Here. The one? Here, bro. Here you go, bro. Here.
Ourselves, you know what I mean? My city keeps me grounded. I hope I do.
Here.
I'm from Liverpool, lad. We're not Tories. We don't get ahead of ourselves, you know what I mean? My city keeps me grounded. I hope I do end up earning as much money as Conor McGregor, lad. Then no child in my city will ever eat from a food bank ever again. You know what I mean? I'm going to give back to my city and something I've been planning on doing.
Look at the actual policies he likes. Bro, what are you talking about? He's quite literally describing that he wants to fucking earn money so he can help his city. What the fuck are you talking about?
The past few months is to start my own charity, and I think after this fight, I'm going to get it done.
He said all words. Okay, so what kind of words do you have? I bet this dude's from... Anyway, never mind. Like, what are you basing your opinion off of? Like, what did he fucking like end you know, council housing in Liverpool or something? Like, what did he play a prominent role in? Yeah, he's a lad from Manchester. What do you know something that he did personally? Like, it's all words. Who is this guy and what has he done? He's a Liverpool. Where is the charity then? Yeah, it seems like you have a lot of anger towards this dude. Okay? It seems like you have a lot of anger towards towards this dude. And you're just trying to fucking make shit up about it. If you want to attack him, just get mad at like all the fucking xenophobic racist shit that he said. Okay?
That pizza's proper snide. Where's that from? Pizza Express or something? That's fucking snide, that.
Seeing how well Liverpool football team are doing as well, is that...
Teammate and friend Molly McCann literally started a fuck the Tories chant after her win yesterday. He disrespected Georgians, was joking about war, called us fake Russians, and many more. Yeah, I'm not saying that he's like he's a good guy whose opinions you agree on across the board, okay? But don't fucking act like he's a Tory or whatever. Or that like when you literally have your words shoved back down your fucking throat, you turn around and go, "Where's his charity?" All aesthetics. He supports Tory policies on immigration. Yeah. again, like I said, he does have xenophobic takes. Sometimes it comes with the territory. That doesn't make it justifiable or appropriate, but you're just desperate to like do whatever the fuck. You're desperate to be like, oh, he sucks. I'm the one who told you. Just if you want, there are things you can shit on him for.
Sunak, multi-millionaire, his beard's a billionaire, and he's talking about sorting the economy out. Eat shit, lad. Yeah, it does, because more and more people are eating out of food banks now. It really is heat or eat for some families.
The cost of living in the UK and how your gas and electricity has gone up. Being from Liverpool, being a man of the people, how much does that concern you with the people of Liverpool?
It's absolutely disgusting, lad, how much that it has actually gone up. It's ridiculous. And then you've got this Sunak saying that he wants to sort the country out. Lad, you was the one that was in charge of all that, you little divvy. You was in charge of all the budget being the Chancellor. So, nah, just do a general election and let's see them get voted out. More and more people are eating out of food banks now. It really is heat or eat for some families.
His hair is like that because he gets his wife to cut his hair. And he says that he's only going to get, he'll only get dreads. He'll only change his haircut for a big fight where he will, if he has like a really tough fight coming up and he has an opponent that could potentially like that it could go to like points. He doesn't want to look like he's getting fucked up, so he'll get like a cornrow. He'll get cornrows so that like his hair is stable, so it doesn't look like his head is like being bobbed in different directions.
Please put the eating on or eat, and it's absolutely despicable. But
how do you know this? I don't know.
That's happening. Especially someone, like I say, that Sunak, multi-millionaire, his beard's a billionaire, and he's talking about sorting the economy out. Eat shit, lad. I've said for years, I am going to be the biggest star in the world. When I was like 19, 20, fighting on Cage Warriors, I was saying I am going to be the biggest MMA star on the planet. And what's happening? I'm proving myself right like I always do. Proving hate is wrong. And
I'm impressed you knew that. Close fights go to the less fucked up looking guy. Yeah.
It makes my day. Gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. I've had 2 fights. I've had more media than anyone else this week. That's a fact. You know what I mean? I'm doing a sit-down face-off interview with the Mushroom tomorrow. When does that ever happen?
What's the worst thing he said? I mean, don't ask people from Liverpool what their take is on Polish people and immigrants in general. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, he doesn't have good takes on immigration. Okay?
When it's not the main event or the title fight, it doesn't. And there's only one reason that's happening. Because of me. Because everyone knows I'm the boy. I'm the new kid on the block. And I'm the one that's getting the bums on seats. He's never fought.
It's really interesting to comprehend. Here, I'll just explain it like this, okay? He's a socialist who hates migrants, refugees, etc. Yes. In America, I've talked about this with Jack Manifold, if you recall. In the United States of America, class distinctions are not super... like, class distinctions in the United States of America are not as clear-cut as it is in places like England, where they have robust trade unions and a trade union adjacent or pro-trade unionist party, right? We have the Democrats and we have the Republicans. Labor is a labor party. Obviously not in recent years, but Labor is historically a pro-labor party. They have more class consciousness. Therefore, more poor people don't end up voting for the fucking... more poor people and more working class folk actually end up voting for the Labor Party in the same way that like West Virginians would normally, if America had a similar class distinction that was as like solidified, they would vote for the Democratic Party if the Democratic Party was a Labor Party, right? So all the K-Konas in America are the Scousers and the Northerners that work in the fucking mines and shit, but they of course have some K-Kona fucking takes. You get it? That's where it comes from. In America, it doesn't matter, really. Yes, sure. Poor people vote for Labor, Pepela. No, that is changing in England as well, for the record. That used to be the case. That is not necessarily the case as much anymore, as the Labor Party also turns into a conservative party, or just, you know, a Labor adjacent conservative party. And as like people like Boris Johnson advocate for right populist attitudes, that of course is changing. Very similar, and turning into something similar to the United States. Okay? But that's the Blairite New Labor initiatives that have pushed away working class voters from the Labor Party. Nowadays, you see more right-leaning people turn to Labor and Lib Dem due to Tories turning into hawks on the people. Yeah. A lot of West Virginia union workers switched Dem with right-to-work laws. I don't think that's true of Labor, since at least Tony Blair. These days, it's sort of rotating with the poor Labor voters going for Tories or UKIP. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I was eating dinner and had to step away for a few. Did you hit the TPUSA stuff that Trump talked about here? Horrid. Climate change and transphobic stuff mainly? No. North England straight up decided to become class traders in pursuit of racism. Fuck them. I mean, UKIP is non-existent, but there are areas in the UK that were historically pro-labor that come from working class backgrounds that now ride for Boris Johnson's politics, and like right populism has taken root. You get it? The main reason why people from Liverpool is hostile towards outsiders is because decades Scousers have been abandoned by governments with lack of funding and media pushing the immigration fear agenda that has led the Scousers' anger being misdirected from the governments to the immigrants. Exactly. It's the same shit. Why do you think there's anti-immigrant sentiment in the South? The reason why Southerners, like the reason why people like the people in West Virginia no longer vote Democrat and are like overwhelmingly in a plus 35 red state, is because labor unions were eviscerated, industry left, and that economic devastation created instability, volatility, and Republicans were able to come in and redirect that righteous anger that people in West Virginia felt towards immigrants. You get it? It's back tomorrow. Fear and fan art. Hell yeah, dude. Boss, this is great. One of those reasons Boston is so racist, a lot of poor whites fighting for jobs of black people historically, is because people see shit as bad. Right-wing populists come in and make a culture issue. Since Dems don't push economic populism, they fall for right-wing populism. Yes. And capital owners have very successfully pinned different aspects of the working class against one another in their endless endeavor to divide and conquer, right? All right, what the fuck? This is long as hell. Trump's audience sits in the rambling, never-ending story about Air Force One. That's right. I will not come to your defense.
If we're attacked by Russia, was for the. He said, "Are you saying that if we don't?"
What?
And if we're attacked by Russia, was for the Soviet Union, but Russia? And if we're attacked by Russia, we didn't pay, that you will not come to our defense? I said, that's right. I will not come to your defense. I will not come.
Wait. Okay. That's inappropriate framing. Not to be that guy, but We said
And the
unless you pay more.
next day, money came pouring in. They were all delinquent. They weren't paying. He said, are you serious? I did much better the second time than I did the first. Getting millions and millions more votes than we did in
Not to be that guy, but proceeds to be that guy. No, I am that guy.
2016, and likewise, getting more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country by far. And now we may just have to do it again. We have to be smart. First, we have to defeat the climate crisis hoax. It's a hoax. It doesn't have the power. It doesn't have the power to generate and move our factories. It doesn't have the power. And I predicted, because this gentleman has this beautiful sign, Trump was right. Let me tell you, I predicted Germany 3
He predicted
years
Germany.
ago. Remember, I save our country. Never go wrong. It took them about 10 years to get that right. Remember, they came up with all the different things. They used to say, you know, in the 1920s, they were worried about global freezing. They thought the world was going to freeze. Now it's global warming, but now it's climate change, because you can't miss with climate change. Anything can happen. It's raining like hell. Climate change. We got it this way. Climate change, you can never go wrong. It took them about 10 years to get that right. Remember, they came up with all the different things. They used to say, you know, in the 1920s, they were worried about global freezing. They thought the world
Hector Protector Sohaib. Thank you for the 5 get the subs.
was going in a very sad
Oh, then he goes from climate change is a hoax to anti-trans shit.
state. It already is. Our country's never been in a position like this before. Happened all in a short period of time. Across the United States, we need to implement strict prohibitions on teaching inappropriate racial, sexual, and political material to America's children in any form. We will also keep men out of women's sports. Is that okay? Can you believe that?
Yeah, based. He's saying keep men out of women's sports. Sure, fine. But trans women are women. Fucking got him, dude. Boom.
Men out of women's sports. Think about it.
Owned.
Now, I've told the story a number of times.
Only it was that
the
simple.
Swimmer with a man's body. You know, they say that. They describe it that way. They say, no.
No one describes it that way. Only fucking pieces of shit describe it that way.
He's on the swim team. He was given Women Athlete of the Year. So, you didn't hear, I guess.
You know what's wild about Leah Thomas? I was thinking about this before. Like, conservatives create the state of oppression that, like, trans athletes experience. So then it justifies them getting, like, literal fucking awards and shit. And then they cry about them getting awards. Like, if you weren't fucking bullying trans athletes across the board, like, and trying to kill them and make their lives, like, significantly fucking worse and all this shit nonstop, like, then yeah, Leah Thomas probably would not have been, like, chosen as the best female athlete of the fucking year or whatever. You're the reason why she got it. You know what I mean? Like, in a weird way, like, you are justifying them overcoming oppression. Like, you are literally justifying them winning an award for overcoming oppression. Not true at all. Sounds legit. That doesn't make sense at all. No, straight up. You're just, like, adding on to the fucking struggle, you know?
The Collegiate Sports Society of the world gave him Female Athlete of the Year.
So you're saying she didn't deserve it? Bro, I don't fucking know what the qualifications are. But ultimately, that adds to someone being recognized. If there's an athlete that fucking overcomes cancer or some shit, okay, and then ends up competing successfully, they're going to win an award for overcoming oppression. If an athlete is blasted on every fucking media outlet nonstop and being harassed endlessly, That's an additional layer of oppression that they overcame. Okay? No way you compared being trans to having cancer. No, I didn't compare being trans to having cancer. I compared the oppression and the marginalization that trans athletes face to the oppression and marginalization, or rather the struggles that athletes face in other ways as well. One is human-made and could stop, but the Republicans refuse to stop it because they think it's like literally, they basically make it seem as though like their transphobia is natural phenomena, okay? But it's still, once again, exactly, it's a oppression that they're overcoming. Trans athletes are going to go down in history as overcoming a lot because of these shitheads. Yeah, they're adding to their fucking pile of struggles that they've overcame. Chat's going to lose it on this one. Sigh. Oh no, dude. As soon as we talk about trans people, literally every motherfucker in here who's like, Hasan, I love you. I think you're really great. You did a great job on this debate and that debate or whatever. Turn into like the most uncharitable motherfuckers, dude. Every time. All the freaks come out. They can't hold themselves. They can't hold themselves. It's wild.
He broke the records by numbers that no. Wisconsin, they said nursing home, the nursing home scandal. Nursing homes typically don't vote too much. You know, people are dying. They got other things on their mind. But they got almost 100% of the people in nursing homes vote. Wisconsin, they said nursing home, the nursing home scandal. Nursing homes typically don't vote too much. You know, people are dying. They got other things on their mind. But they got almost 100% of the people in nursing homes vote.
I think my take on nobody actually really cares about women's sports is true. It's funny and it's true. The idea that like Republicans hate trans people so much, they hate trans women so much that they've like collectively made everybody seem like they give a shit about women's sports is not only funny, but it's also fucking, it's true. Like their fucking anger and hatred over trans women have gotten them to like act like they give a shit about women's sports. I want them to forcibly watch women's sports if that's the case. They hate women, but this is too far. I'm a trans femme and I like you still? What do you mean? Why would I? I didn't say anything that's like anti-trans. What the fuck's wrong with you? What? Is that the I lubricate my AR-15 with liberal cum shirt? Fuck yeah.
In the history, a friend of mine recently said that I was the most persecuted person in the history of our country. Me, the most persecuted.
Yeah, that's true.
I never thought it that way. I never had time. I was always fighting.
That's so funny. First of all, what? He's never thought about it that way? He's definitely thought about it that way. Like many times. He has said it many times. Does he think we don't have access to all the things that he has said? How many times have we actually fucking heard him say? I've heard him say it many times because I remember making jokes about it. Like Abe Lincoln literally got fucking shot. JFK got shot. Hella presidents got shot. Some of them unfortunately survived, like Ronald Reagan. And homie's like, I'm the most persecuted. No American president has been in a worse predicament than me.
These people that were trying to persecute me. I didn't have time to think about being persecuted because I was fighting persecution. When I thought about it, though, I sat back. He's a very smart guy, successful. Sat back, I said, you know, he may very well be right. Certainly there's been no politician or president treated like I've been treated. A friend of mine.
Okay, that's a good ass speech, dude. That's a good speech. It's fire. Oh, he brought up the Netherlands farmers protest.
Climate crisis hoax is even risking famine and starvation. As we speak, farmers in the Netherlands, of all places, are courageously opposing the climate tyranny of the Dutch government. Can you believe this?
The only tyranny is the top of the hour ad break, and the Dutch government 100% is an advocate for the top of the hour ad break. Sorry, that's not the most solid fucking segue, but it will still solidly serve you a top of the hour ad break. Now, if you no longer want to see those ads, however, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub. Yeah, that's right on time, baby. Right on fucking time.
Which wants to dramatically cut Dutch farm production despite growing food shortage. They're saying you can't farm your land.
I agree with the Reagan not dying thing, but won't saying something like that get ban you or something? Wait, what? No, he's fucking dead as shit, dude. Who gives a fuck?
We're not going to give you fertilizer.
It doesn't work that way.
You have to get rid of the
Comrade
cattle.
Bay and
You
Har
know
Har,
why,
thank you for
right?
the 5 gifted subs.
You know why? I won't tell you because they'll say, I said something, isn't that terrible? They want to get rid of the cattle because what it does to the globe. Half of your cattle they want out. You'll be next. You'll be next.
Yeah, they want to get rid of the cattle, and they're going to say, your cattle. They want to get rid of the hogs, my big, beautiful hogs. Arc to freedom. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. They're coming after you, the hogs.